Hello everybody, ThunderPixelGames here. Just wanted to make a tutorial. I had an idea to make a tutorial series on how to make a Dark Deception fan game. I noticed that the only two tutorials online are Fahud's and Step Games'. Those two aren't very they don't list many design features in their game. So I wanted to go ahead and give this as kind of more of a how to make a more detailed Dark Deception fan game. This one will be more complicated as you'll need to learn how to use the Unreal Engine, and I won't teach it in this tutorial. So once you have learned how to use the Unreal Engine, you can go ahead and start using this tutorial. If you have just learned or are learning, this will be okay. This will be okay in most cases. You just have to follow what I do. This tutorial will include things like tablet design, shard design, different material aspects of the Dark Deception, kind. So this will show you how to make shard materials, tablet materials, make it all look similar to the actual game. So, I'm using Unreal Engine version 1.26.2. Pretty sure. Yeah. 4.26.2. That is what version I am using. It should work mostly for every version, but if it doesn't, leave a comment and I will try to fix it for you. So, in the Unreal Engine browser, you're going to want to select Games under New Project Categories. Click Next, and we are going to want to make a first-person game. Dark Deception is a first-person game, and I'm pretty sure it was made in the first-person game template. This will make it easier for the player movement, so then you don't have to recreate it. You may have seen from Step Games' tutorial that he uses a third person and just moves the camera here. The reason why we aren't doing third person is, first of all, it's not a third person game, and second of all, third person includes many more assets which will make your game lag. So, for this tutorial, we are going to be doing first person, and I will tell you how to get rid of the gun and everything like that. Click Next. Here are the project settings. You can have ray tracing if you want. I will go ahead and enable it. You do not have to have ray tracing in your Dark Deception project. Make sure it's on maximum quality. However, if you want to port it to mobile, you're going to want to go up here, mobile tablet, and here, scalable 3D or 2D. But we are going to make a PC version for this tutorial, and we are going to use the blueprint. And make sure you have starter content if you want to make it easier for materials and things like that. Now name your project. I'm going to name it Dark Deception Tut. We're going to create the project, and I will tell you how to do everything. Alright, we are in the project now, and as you can see, we have our first person template here. So you can see the scalability on the top. This will tell you what settings you have at all times. So I could go cinematic if I wanted to make it look better. And here we have our first person template area that we're going to be walking around in. So for now, get rid of the first person template ground thing and get rid of all the editor cubes. This will make it less laggy, since there's not as many assets being produced. And up here, this is just my preference. I like to make a new editor window when I am using my game, so then I can see it in full screen. Alright. And right now we have a gun, as you can see. And we don't want a gun. This is a Dark Deception fan game. So, what I am going to do is I am going to get rid of this gun. So all we have to do that is click on the first person character and edit it. Now we are in the first person blueprint. You get rid of the spawn projectile, by hovering over it and clicking backspace. Scroll up, hover over all this, click backspace. Now we only have one more to get rid of, which is the jump, because Dark Deception Fangames don't feature jump options. So now we have the mouse input, stick input, and the movement input. If you're not going to make this for any consoles, or if you want to add controller support, do not get rid of this. If you aren't going to add any controller support, you could go ahead and get rid of this. But for this, we're going to just keep it. So now we have all this here. Now we will get one more error, which is why we have to go to the construction script and get rid of these. And there we go. Now compile it and save it. Every time I do something, I'm going to compile and save. This will ensure that it's always going to be like this. So now we can see there are arms and 2 guns. We want to get rid of these. So everything under this first-person camera you could get rid of, including all this. Press backspace and it's all gone. Now if we play it, you'll see that everything's gone, but the little red crosshair is still in the middle of the screen. And here's how to get rid of it. Go ahead and go to your first-person example map. Go to first-person BP. Do blueprints, first-person HUD. And here, just disconnect all these by pressing Alt and click. Alright. Now we could close that and go back here, and as you can see, the crosshair is gone. And we can play it without any crosshair. So now we got that, and it's all good. But in Dark Deception, you run from monsters. And how are we going to run if we can't run? Obviously. So we're going to go to walking, right here, character movement walking, make sure you see that. And we're going to change the walk speed to about 200, make the max walk speed crouch to 100. Then we will compile and save it, go to event graph, go here, and you can make, okay, there are 2 ways to do this. You can either, if you want it to be left shift, then you just go here, type left shift, right here, and then you have it. Or, if you want to create multiple bindings for it, and you want to allow people to change the bindings, you'll have to go here, edit, project settings, scroll down to input, action mappings, add the plus sign, and call this sprint. And this will allow you to type in left shift. And this can allow multiple bindings, so you can make one for, say, left mouse button, or F, or R, or you get the point. So I will delete this because I don't want anything else but left shift. And yeah, we got that. You could go ahead and destroy all these if you want. Close them out. And yeah, that's all of that. And so now, go over here, once you have it, and type in sprint. And now you could see the input action sprint. So, now from here, you could go from pressed, and there are 2 different ways to do this. If you want to add a toggle, you're going to have to do a flip-flop. Now this will choose between A or B every time you press it. So it'll go A first, and then B, and then A, and then B, and then A, and then B every time you press it. Or if you want to do a hold, you could just go over here, pressed, set max walk speed, uncheck context sensitive, and select this. Duplicate that with Control W, and go to released, drag in character movement from up there, plug it into here. Alright, then here you can set the max walk speed to 500 and set it back to 200 once it's released. This will make it so when shift is pressed, it'll set the player walk speed to 500, making it faster. When released, it'll set it back to 200, making it slower. And every time you do that, it'll do the same thing each time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this, and it's the same thing for that. So you could just duplicate this, and here's how you do that. So you'd keep all this and add down here. All you have to add is the flip-flop. So flip, flop. Grab the flip-flop. Here, A, make this A and this B. And now, every time you press shift, it'll do that. So if you press shift once, then it'll run, and yeah, you get the point. So, let me just test this, make sure it works. Yep. Press shift once, press shift again, it'll slow. Shift once, shift slow. Alright. So I'm gonna keep this because I do like toggle sprint. And drag it up here. Or anywhere you want. I like to make comments around my stuff. To make a comment, you highlight all of it, press C. And then you can rename it to run. And yeah, you can change it however you want, make it bigger, make it smaller. I don't care. Alright, so we got our run. Now we just do some other things. So next thing I think we're gonna do is the I think we'll make the shard, and then we'll be done for the tutorial. So all we have to do, so here, if you're a person like me who likes to organize things, you like to put things in different folders, you can just right click, new folder, and boom. Backspace, and you're going to want to name this blueprints. In blueprints, we're going to make another folder called SS for Soul Shard, or name it whatever you want, but you get the point. So in here we're going to make a blueprint class and make it an actor. Name this Shard or whatever you want. Soul Shard, Shard, anything. And this will be what you will place in the world that would give you the shard. Then you're going to want to make another folder for textures, mats, and materials. So textures, materials, and one more folder for model. In this model folder, we're going to import the shard model. So I will leave a link in the description for how to get a shard model. Yeah, it's exported from the game, so that's how you do it. But if you don't know how to export things from games, then I'll just put it in the description. So I have it in here, shard.fbx. Here's my model. Don't make a skeleton mesh of it, skeletal mesh. Just leave everything like this, except for in material. Do not create material, and do not import textures. Click import, close this, and now you have your shard model. So with this, you can go in here, open the shard actor, and this is our actor blueprint, or editor viewport. You go up here, add component, add a static mesh, because we didn't tick skeletal mesh, so it'll be a static. Name it shard, go here, and find your shard model, and boom, we have a shard model. It's really tiny though, so I'm gonna go ahead and scale it up a little bit. Alright, there we go. So now we have our shard model, so we'll place it in the world. And what I recommend, instead of moving it up in the world like this, we're gonna go ahead and I got rid of it. Hold on. Alright, instead of moving it up in the world, we're gonna go to the shard actor. I always see people moving it up in the world. The reason why that's annoying for game developer reasons is because if you move it up in the world, then you're gonna have to move every single one up like that. But you could also duplicate it, but still, if you were to place it once, you want it to be the same exact thing each time, and it'd be tedious to look at the different rotation and the scale each time. So instead, just do it all in the actor so it's the same each time. So like I did, I scaled it in the actor instead of in here. And then just move it up in the actor, and that'll cause it to move up in the world. So now, every time I place it, it's going to be that same exact one, instead of being, you know, in different locations each time, or different spots. So this shard's a little big. Make sure to do it to scale if you want more dark deception-like features. So just scale it down. File save. Almost. We're just going to scale it down just a little bit more. Oh yeah, and don't use this to scale it, because that'll cause only one side to scale instead of all of it. And boom, that should be good. Maybe just move it down just a little bit more. Alright, there we go. And I see a lot of people, when they make a shard, they usually leave this cast shadow on. Don't do that. Otherwise, it'll look out of place and look weird, and it'll just kind of ruin the game. So make sure to go down here to lighting and cast shadow off. Make sure to tick that. And now it doesn't have a shadow. Now it just looks more easier to. It's just easier to comprehend and look at with this. So now we're gonna make the material, which is pretty difficult if you're looking to make a fully like a good-looking shard material. And so with this, you're gonna want a couple of textures, just 2, and then the rest you can make in Unreal Engine. So I'm gonna jump cut and put in the textures, and I'll put those textures in the description as well, along with the shard. So yeah. Alright, we got the textures imported. Now I'm going to rename these just for the sake of it's quicker, and you know. So I'm gonna name this shard 1. I'm gonna name this shard 2. Alright. So we got our 2 textures. Now we are going to make a material out of them. So go here, go to material, right click material, rename it to shard _ matte. If you put underscore and then the type of file after each one, it's going to be easier to find, easier to identify it as what it is. And here we are in the material editor. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a color up here. So we're going to have 2 colors, obviously. It's purple and pink for the shard. You can make it any color you want if you want to customize it and stuff like that. We're going to make this top one dark purple. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to make the bottom one dark purple, like the underneath dark purple, and the top, the overlap, pink. So you could switch them out, but it wouldn't work as well. And yeah. So we got the dark purple. That's a pretty good purple. We go over here. We're gonna make it a unlit surface. Oh wait, hold on. Not unlit, I'm sorry. Lit. And we're going to change this to masked. That's what I meant to do. So now that's masked, we'll be able to have an overlay over it. So with this, we're going to make a bunch of different parameters. And these parameters are going to be different, like you could scale them. Instead of going to this, you're going to make a reference that you can scale in different ones, so you have many different materials off the same material. I don't know if that makes any sense, but we're going to go to, from specular, we're going to make a parameter. And there's many different types of parameters. This one we're going to do a scalar parameter. And this will allow us to scale it, like scale everything So we'll call this one specular. We'll be able to see it in the thing. You could go ahead and duplicate them if you want. Connect that to roughness. Call this roughness. Alright, roughness, specular, we got them. Alright, now we're going to want to go from emissive color, multiply. And this will allow us to have two different things from one thing. So we're going to get a constant 3 vector for our color. You can also make these parameters if you want, so then you could change the color in the instant, but I'm just going to go with basic dark deception colors and just keep them normal. The way to do a parameter is you just do, you should just be able to do parameter. I haven't used a parameter in a long time for that, so I'm not sure what it was. Should be something like vector, yeah, vector parameter. There it is. So use vector parameter if you want to change those colors like in an instance. But yeah, just otherwise just keep it normal. And we're gonna select this, but just make it a little bit lighter by going here and changing this pretty light color. Trying to find a good color for that. Alright, that's good. So now we have our color here. Oh wait, what did I do? Hold on, let me save this. Oh, it didn't save. Hold on. Alright, there we go. Did it again. Okay, there we go. So now we have our different colors. Sorry if it lags, by the way. That's just my PC being dumb. I got a new one, but it's usually when recording, it's still pretty laggy. So after that, we're gonna want another multiply. No, I meant to say multiply. But grab another multiply. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot. It's gonna be a lot. So go B. From B, we're going to drag down to here. And there's many different things we have to do for this. And many different multiplies, obviously. From here, drag another multiply. I know, it's crazy, but stick with me here. And from here, we're going to do a emissive scale. Oh, wait. Param. So get a scalar parameter. Call this emissive. And from there, we'll also put this in a B. And it should be good. Alright. Now we're going to get a texture sample. And this is where we'll use our shard. So, get our shard. And use the shard 1 texture. This one. The one with the most black and cloudy. It's all cloudy and black. That one. That's what I'm just going to call it. So now from here we're going to want to get a panner, and this will make it to where it kind of moves across the shard, make it look really cool and stuff instead of just being still and really weird. And yeah, so from this panner we'll get different, okay, we'll change the values later. For now we're just going to leave it all blank, get all the stuff out of the way, then we're going to do the parameters. So append, append, and get a append vector. Now what this will do is, with this we can, or wait, hold on, this is wrong, I think. Hold on, just 1 second. Oh wait, no, never mind, no. I think that is right. Yeah, that's right, never mind. So, with this, we're going to want to connect 2 parameters. So, we'll name this find a scalar parameter. Alright, there we go. And we're going to call this X, and this will be our this will be one of our things that's overlapping on the shard. and this will be another thing. So X and Y. So these are the X and Y values for the panner. Or these are the speeds. These are going to be the speeds because you can see speed, append, X, Y. So yeah, you can select different speeds for each part of it. Like how fast the Y goes, how fast the X goes. So with coordinates, we're going to add another multiply. I know, crazy multiplies. And we are going to want to get the texture coordinates for B. Alright, texture coordinate. Alright. And then get another parameter. A lot of parameters, I know. And we're going to name this param. Just because there's not really a name for this. Like, it can't really be named, but yeah. So now we got all of this, and we're going to take all this and Control D or Control W. I don't know why I say D. It's probably because it's duplicate. Duplicate starts with a D, so I just get confused. But no. So here we are, and with this, we're going to want to get all this and move it to where it's like this. All right, there we go, and plug that into A. And this texture is going to be the other one. Yay! And here we're going to have to rename them so we don't get confused. Otherwise, I'll just name this the second one, the second version of all these parameters. And yeah, then I think we're done. And now we just have to do all the different things for it. And yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good. So now from this material, we're going to right click on this and create material instance. This will allow us to change any, see, here's all the parameter values, and this will allow us to change all the different types of things on the shard. And we can scale this up, and you can tell that it'll change color. Or wait, we have to scale all the, okay. Turn down the brightness. So as you can see, there's different textures on there. You'll be able to see all the things. So here we have this. It's pretty bright. All right, there we go. So now we have different there, and you just kind of change it until you see where kind of looks good. It doesn't look too good, but I could change it like that. That looks pretty okay. You can't really tell, but if you want to see it on a shard from here, you can go back to here, select the model, like from here, go here, and then click on this little thing here, and this will change the preview mesh to a shard. And it's super small, but you could zoom in and kind of see what you could change on it. So I could change this a little bit to make it look better. This, yeah, that looks good. And you could change if it's real time, so you could see it move. You should be able to see it move. It's not moving. Oh wait, yeah, because obviously you have to change the in order to see it move, you have to change the speed. So now you can see it move. There we go. And you can change the speed of that, and then the speed of that, speed of that. Cool. Looks pretty cool. And we could change the specular if you want it to look pretty shiny. Make it look really reflective. I like to make it look really reflective. It makes it look more like a crystal type thing. So make sure to save this like multiple times. I usually save it a lot because it's it's very big. Close this, and now we got our shard material. Now we just have to apply it. So we're in the shard actor. Scroll up, find the material, and add it. Make sure to add an instance, because that's the one that's modified that lets you see it. And boom, that actually looks really cool. So save it, and you can see it in game. If I play, you can see all the different shiny parts to the shard. Pretty cool. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for the shard. You can change it if you want to make it different. You can change like all the different things. I guess the norm is kind of like this, where it's only the X that moves, or the X and the Y, not X2 and Y. But it kind of looks good if it's like this, because then it's kind of interesting looking. It moves in different ways. Yeah. And you could change the emissive on it to make it more glowy like that. You can, however, it kind of looks weird if you do it too high. You can make it really low to where it's like kind of weird, and then like really bright, which I would not recommend doing. That's like really bright. And I would recommend making it about 3. That's usually pretty good. Maybe a little bit lower. Like that. Yeah, that's perfect. Something like this. You could change the speed and everything of it, but I think I'm going to have it like this for now. And to make it rotate like a shard does, you go here, rotating movement, and add some rotating movement. And this will allow you to change the rotation rate. I usually like to keep it at about 50. That's a nice rotation value. And as you can see, it'll rotate. Pretty cool. Alright. And then we're almost done. We just have to add every little, or how to collect it. Because we want to be able to collect the shard and not just let it sit there. So make sure to click on the shard model, add component, and search up box, and use box collision. You can also use any other type of collision, but I'm going to use box just because it's simple and very easy to use. So make sure it's around the shard so then you're able to pick it up. You can scale the top. Make sure to do this if you want to scale it better. Like that. And maybe like this. And like this. Alright. That's a little too far forward. Alright. Cool. That looks good. So now we are going to get rid of all that. And with this, we're going to click on it. Left click on it. Add event for box. Make sure context sensitive is up. If it's not, then you'll be seeing this. But context sensitive. Add event for box. Collision. Add on component begin overlap. And this will make it to where once you overlap on this, it'll do whatever. So for this, we are going to cast to first person character. And what this will do is this will make it to where, or you don't have to, I usually just do get player control, or, no, character, get player character. Alright. And what this will do is this will make it to where once we make an enemy, it won't, the enemy won't collect the shard. So that'd be weird if an enemy collected all the shards for you while chasing you. Yeah, that'd be really weird. So we're gonna cast it to first person character so it only does the character. So with this, we're gonna branch off and we are going to do destroy actor. And destroying the actor will destroy the shard. So now we test it, walk up to the shard, it disappears. And a couple more things before I'm done. We're going to add another folder called audio. And in this, we are going to make a We're gonna import the sounds for the sounds for the shard. You do import this PC, or wait, desktop. I have it in my folder. Should be here. But yeah, hold on. Oh, turns out I don't have it, I don't think. Huh. Interesting. So instead, we're going to use, I guess, this real quick. I know it sounds terrible, but we're gonna. I'll put the shard sound in the description. You guys can use it. Use the shard sound. It sounds a lot better than this. I made that. So now we're gonna right-click, create queue, and this queue is going to. If we double-click, we're in it. And in Dark Deception, when you're collecting shards, you'll hear different sounds each time. I mean, it's the same sound, but it's like different pitches and everything. So the way to do that is to go to modulator. So grab a modulator, put this in, and put the output to output. Output to output. And in the modulator, we're going to change the pitch min and the pitch max. I like to do 0.8 and about 0.1. And when you play the cue, it sounds terrible for me because I use this sound, but it'll sound a lot better if you use the shard sound. So now every time you collect it, it'll play a different pitch each time. And that's what happens in Dark Deception. So from here, we're going to play a sound. And you can do 2D or at location, and it doesn't matter. Unless you're using an AI that hears stuff, then you can make it hear the shard sound, which is, that would be really hard. Or not hard to do, but just a hard game. So now you're gonna want to find your cue, and this will play it a different sound each time. So now, and you can't really test it unless you have more, so just duplicate it. Move it like that. Move it again. Move it again. And then make 4. And then you can just. Oh! What? Huh? Oh, I did something. Cast to. Oh, that's weird. Don't mind that, guys. It's just an error on my part. I don't know what that is. Oh, network player start is probably what it. Okay. Okay, that's really weird, dude. What? Okay. That is weird. Hold on, guys. Let me just fix this real quick. Okay, something's happening on my part, but yeah, that should work, and then it'll be different pitches. So now you can save this, and I'm gonna try and get rid of this and see if this works. Nope. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely something on my part. Alright, so yeah, that should be it, and yeah, we're done for this tutorial for now. Next time I'll make the tablet, and yeah, should be cool. Alright, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. I'm not very good with outros, so you know, make sure to comment, because I do like reading comments. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, leave a like, make sure to comment if this helped, and yeah, see you later.